Hello, Eli G. Brown / Sonic Jr. and Sarah here. Well, Sonic Boom, a new Sonic cartoon show. Only, I've heard it's going to be CGI animation, which actually does sound cool. Though we're going to have to wait a whole year for this show to come out, cause I read that it was due to come in fall of 2014. I don't know if they made a typing error and that it really should be 2013, or if they intended for it to be 2014. I haven't seen any trailers of this show as of right now, but here are a couple of things I need to get out of the way. First off, canon. I heard from some other sources from fans that it's not going to have any connection to the previous 4 TV shows. Now, I have a dream for my Sonic fanfics to become a real Sonic TV series, though I don't know if it would turn out as well as I had dreamed for it to be. Also, providing the fact that the first half of my first season of fanfics is set to take place in 1999 and 2000, with the second half taking place in 2009. The year that I was writing these fanfics, and every season after that takes place in the year that they are being written. I don't know if it would be possible for that to carry over to a new show, such as maybe changing the time periods of each season, though provided that my Sonic fanfic series take place when all the characters are married and have kids, and that it also has elements from the first 4 cartoon shows. Second off, designs. So far, only one picture from this new series is shown. It just shows some shadows of what looks like Tails, Sonic, Knuckles, and Amy. Though Knuckles' new look, I don't know if I'll even like that. I like it when he was the same size as Sonic himself. Third off, personalities. I'm afraid they're going to make Sonic be out of character. I absolutely hate him trying to run off from Amy. In my fanfic, Sonic's Love in Prison, I had Sonic say that since he had first met Amy, he had been too shy to tell her what he really thinks of her. And I also hate how he tries to avoid her in the opening cutscene of Sonic Generations. I bet some noobs will say that he really doesn't like her, but if that's the case, if Sonic doesn't like Amy, why would he save her so much? Maybe the reason would be that Sonic is a hero and heroes have to save people. But I'm just going to say that if he really hated her, he'd just leave her in trouble. And he doesn't do that. If I see Sonic trying to avoid Amy in this new cartoon, that's where I'm going to draw the line of it. If I do see that he and Amy actually have a relationship in this series, then I suppose the series won't be so bad after all. I will also tell you what I think of the previous Sonic TV series. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was good, and certainly worth watching. No reason not to watch it that I know of, but it's the second best Sonic cartoon in my opinion. I do like Robotnik in this one, as well as Scratch and Grounder, the best duo that he has ever had. The minis from the other series look alright, but Scratch and Grounder will always be number 1 in my humble opinion, though I had them turn good in my fanfic series. Sonic Sat AM was even better. We had more characters, larger plots, and the music was fantastic. The music in this series sounds like you're watching a movie, and it sounds more like it. It probably would be more epic if they actually made a movie remake of this entire series, though as of the time of posting this bulletin, I haven't seen every single episode from this particular series, but I do plan to at some point see all the episodes in production order. As I said before, I hate Sonic trying to avoid Amy, cause he really should just tell her what he really thinks of her, which should be that he loves her. The Sonic and Sally relationship, on the other hand, I pretty much only consider to be a thing of the past. I also made a theory that the reason Sonic and Sally didn't hang out together after the events of Sat AM was because Sonic was sent to fight Snively and promised to return to Sally afterwards, but never did. The characters in Sat AM are quite like their family. They've been living at Knothole for some time, they've grown up together, and they fight together to bring peace to Mobius. I also like how Sonic has an uncle who's been turned into a robot, though something that doesn't make sense to me was why his uncle, named Chuck, didn't want to stay in Knothole.
When Robotnik is defeated, we'll be together. Until then, I stay here.
My guess is that after someone is turned into a robot, Robotnik puts a chip inside that allows him to track the robotic civilian in case he or she wanders off. And if Uncle Chuck went to stay at Knothole, Robotnik would find him there and find the location of the Freedom Fighters. Though Bunny was only roboticized halfway and thus escaped from having a tracking chip be put inside of her. That's my theory, and I'm gonna stick to it, because otherwise, Uncle Chuck not wanting to stay at Knothole doesn't make much sense to me. Sonic Underground I was expecting to be a spin-off to SatAM. Considering it's the last Sonic cartoon series produced by Dick Entertainment, I watched the first episode and the beginning of the second one, and it's not good. Why isn't it good? Well, I don't like the theme song. Also by the fact that the characters seem to be moving in an odd sort of way. What happened when they were animating this? Did they hire old people to do the animation? I'm joking. But still, I would say this is the least good in my opinion. Sonic X is better than Sonic Underground, but Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is better than it. What's my problem with Sonic X? Well, the characters are great, the animation is good, and the voices are awesome, but the story is dull. They get magically teleported to Earth and they try to get home, but don't succeed in doing so within the first season. I've watched every episode from the first season and half of the episodes from the second season, but none from the third season. I really don't like how the story in this series goes. Sonic and his friends are aliens to this new world and they're trying to adjust to it. Another thing is that in this series, and in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, there are flashbacks of Sonic and Tails' first meeting, and they are completely different. Robotnik, calling himself Eggman, I'm alright with though, but he tries to frame Sonic by having Shadow robbed from stores. Now how can anybody think that he's Sonic? Sonic is blue and Shadow is black. Are they colorblind or something? Worst off, Sonic actually gets arrested when he's done nothing wrong. I really hated this multi-parter episode. Also, if Sonic could break out of his cage the whole time, why wait until now to do it? Also, Eggman actually tried this plan before in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog by using a pseudo-Sonic, which again, looks nothing like Sonic. Why use this evil plan twice? If it didn't work the first time, it's not gonna work the second time. Though the plan was closer to working than the last one, since Sonic actually did go to prison, and could also break out of it, but didn't right away. I would say Sonic X is the third best in the series. It's just the story that bugs me. It should have been more like SatAM. That's the only thing I can say about it. So about Sonic Boom. Well, nobody has seen the series yet, because it hasn't come out. We don't know if it's going to be as good as SatAM or as bad as Sonic Underground. I don't know if I will say it's the third or fourth in my opinion, but we'll just have to wait a year and find out.